Welcome back to another episode of the Neoliberal podcast. This is January 2, or is it still January 1? January 2, 2025. I'm here with Donte Nelson. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, or it's 4:16 in the morning.
Yes.
And it's everybody was sleeping this morning at 3 o'clock unusually. I mean, was sleeping early. Maybe because of the celebrations. Today is a day of rest. I don't know how they're going to get people back into the office. What work will be done. I don't think anything major will be done today, but we'll see.
Yes, well, hopefully today is well productive.
What do you think is going to... how will be...
Well, not hopefully,
But you know what?
because we have to put things into action. So
You saw how the year ended and how we began the year. We ended the year with... We ended 2024 and started 2025 with a major terrorist attack. Well, sorry, it's not a terror. Well, it's an domestic terrorism, so to speak, where a lone individual, someone in their 40s, a 42-year-old man, I believe they said, from Texas, with a Muslim name, but I'm not gonna say he's Muslim. I'm not. Let me just stop saying that. But his name is some Al-Jabbar, something of the sort. So he has an Arab name. He's from Texas. He's an American citizen, but he rented a vehicle and drove all the way down to New Orleans, and plowed his car into a crowd. It's Bourbon Street. You know Bourbon Street. You've been to New Orleans. I've been to New Orleans. Okay.
Yes.
Everybody who's been to New Orleans as a tourist, you're gonna go to Bourbon Street. He drives into a crowd of people with his pickup truck, with the rented pickup truck. And then by the time police engaged him, he returned shots, and then he died. I don't know if he killed himself or the police. What was it?
Yes, it says.
His name is Din Jabbar. Oh yes, there's his name. A 42-year-old. What? Samshuddin Jabbar, and he has an Arab name, and he's accused of killing at least 15 people in New Orleans early on New Year's Day. Oh, so it happened on New Year's Day. It didn't happen New Year's Eve.
By ramming a truck into a crowd.
This is the first day of 2025. And he comes clear from Texas and goes all the way to a very inclusive New Orleans city.
But they're saying an incident that is now being investigated as an act of terrorism.
No, that's from earlier today.
Now,
okay, we're not sure if
in
it's
an incident.
They're only saying act of terrorism because wait, hold on. They're only asking.
He should have not been on the street where those people were.
All right, fine,
like they have gateways where they have Uber rides and Lyft come.
Where are the authorities? Where's the police in all of this? How was he able to pick up such speed and have time to be able to maul down so many people on Bourbon Street? That makes no sense. The second thing is,
I did see.
Let's talk about let's
of them running towards the scene, but there wasn't.
People were running towards the noise.
The officers, they was running towards the scene, but there was none present
on Bourbon Street.
Well,
you need cops on certain streets, and one of the streets you want them to be on is Bourbon Street.
Not that particular spot.
You want the cops on Bourbon Street. I don't know what's going on today. There's so much.
Yeah, but
the U.S. has become
a lot of people been lashing. Been lashing like on that.
The U.S. has become the capital city of mass violence and domestic terrorism in the world. It seems almost every week you hear some over 2, 3, 5 people killed in one incident. Yeah. Okay, at a school, at a church, or it's happening or there people have been slashed to death on the train station in New York, or it's happening on buses or bus stations,
Yeah,
in
it's
public
everywhere,
places.
man. It's
You cannot go to public spaces anymore. This is 2025, and is this how we begin the podcast? This is ridiculous. But this
everything
guy,
be taken. Just
no, they're
the
saying act
snap
of
of a
terrorism.
finger.
I mean, I believe it is an act of terrorism. But not necessarily so. But it's not really. I wouldn't say it's an act of terrorism, but it could
So,
be.
what is your theory on it?
Well, I mean,
Because my theory
they found a
on that is
flag
he's a
into
part of a cult, and this was planned.
whether or not it was planned.
This was planned.
The way,
This was his task.
first of all, no, there are
This
people.
what he was
This
supposed to
time,
have.
yeah, well, yeah, maybe, yeah, they used to have back in the day. They used to have what they call them, suicide bombers.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to you, people. I watch on TV in these other countries where, and in Europe and in other these countries where people are driving into crowds of people plowing. It doesn't happen here in the US. It's not something we see in the US where vehicles driving into crowds of people killing them. We don't see that in the US. Recently, we heard of something like this happening. Now it is happening in the US. Copycat terrorism.
Yeah, it's getting closer to home.
Where they are driving into crowds of people, mowing them down. Now, we don't know if the guy represents a terrorist group, but whether or not he represents a terrorist group, it is terrorism. Okay, he had the ISIS flag in his car. You know what he was doing? He had the ISIS flag in his car, which suggests either that he is associated with them.
Because he could have had any other flag with him.
But he had the ISIS flag representing. What does that represent to the
They
US?
said that he had rented the vehicle.
But what does ISIS?
He did not steal the vehicle.
Let me ask you a
It
question.
was not one of his.
You know what the ISIS flag
relatives.
You know what
So
the
that
ISIS?
was his personal items that were inside of the vehicle. So, like,
let me ask you. Do you know what?
It's just clarifying my theory on what's going on.
Do you know what the ISIS flag looked like? Do you know what? I don't know, but the fact that
ISIS flag.
The fact that he had an ISIS flag in the car suggests that he was either influenced. So that's some of these groups, that's what they want. They don't want people who are directly associated. They just want to influence a movement. Once the thing becomes a movement, it's hard to stamp out. With global sympathizers and then we have the internet. I'm telling you, bro. First, okay, so it's quite interesting.
Yes, it is. It's very interesting.
Is this what's going to define the year in the US? You have Trump about to become president. Kamala lost. Trump is about to become president. What will that look like over the next 4 years? What will that look like to begin with? To start with?
ISIS flag.
ISIS flag has something about jihad on it. Yes. But driving into 15 people only creates more. There's no way people want to be part of a religion if you think that driving into a crowd of people is gonna help. But for them, it's more than just a religious thing too. Anyways.
Yeah, like just to try to wrap your mind around it. Like what was his motive what was his motive and what was his whole deal to run over,
to drive all the way to
all of those people
to New Orleans, clear from Texas,
to run straight up that street.
Let me hear what's about to happen.
Straight up Bourbon Street, and run over people.
What's about to happen in New Orleans?
What was going on?
Well, let's say what's about to happen in New Orleans. The football game, the NWCA final game was going to be in New Orleans. Yes, we know that was supposed to take place yesterday evening. And they had that understand that they postponed the game to today.
They did.
Yes, we also know that not only that. You know what we also understand is that they were going to they were going to move Stephen A. Smith show. They have a show and they were going to move it, but I'm not sure if that's going to affect ESPN schedule, right? Because of the football game, they're going to okay, they're because of the football game. Um, but with all of this happening now, and the football game being rescheduled, yes, they're going to move it to later on in the week to ESPN 2, and then have on ESPN 1 they'll show the football game, the college games. But I'm wondering if this shooting affected ESPN schedule, and they had to now show whether they had to show what delay football games, or they had to probably go back and air their first take on ESPN 1. Maybe I'm not sure, but I mean, I don't know if that provided an opportunity for the Stephen A. Smith to go back to the first show. I'm not sure, but it's quite interesting that this is happening already in this year. This is quite interesting. Quite interesting. We are hoping and we are praying that this year will be a year of love, a year of peace. But I don't know I don't know what's going on. There's no customer service in the world today. There's no HR. There's no. I mean, I don't know what's going on. There is no religiosity, in a sense. I mean, and postmodernist and Marxism doesn't necessarily preclude my Marxism, and postmodernism does not exclude my religiosity. But neither do I embrace a kind of privileged position in my religious or in my walk with God. You know. But this year promises to be an awesome year for the Neoliberal. We begin with we will be having the Caribbean thought classes again, the Caribbean thought lectures at the Jamaica Theological Seminary. It promises to be quite dynamic, interesting, with new concepts, new ideas. We will continue looking at changing attitudes towards Afro-Caribbean beliefs. We will release the study finally at the end of by June. We hope to release the study, the report, looking at what attitude Jamaicans have towards Afro-Caribbean beliefs, and how has it changed over the last 10 to 15 years. What has been responsible for those changes? So hopefully we can provide those answers for you. We also want to release the second book in the Neoliberalism series, Neoliberal Globalization Reconsidered. And we also are launching our... Well, the release date has been pushed back. We have not come up with a release date yet, but we had said from last year, January, and it's now... Hopefully we can get it done ahead of my mom's funeral, which is January 11. But that book is scheduled to be out. We hope to add more content, more to all our feeds and channels. We hope to strengthen our social media engagement. I think one of the problems we had last year was that we weren't as responsive to comments, to feeds, to customers reaching out to us for sales. People can't reach us or can't find us. We hope this year to have Google Voice. Sign up for Google Voice so that people can find us and access us easily on Apple or through voice search. We already have maintained a very good presence on Google platforms and some social media. We want to go big on social media. We want to take advantage of TikTok. We had stopped our TikTok presence because it was up in the air, and so we weren't focused on that platform. But hopefully, I think I want to try that platform this year. I want to go big on TikTok this year. We weren't as engaged on TikTok. We are on Facebook and Instagram and so on, but I don't think we get the kind of responses that we were looking for. A lot, driven by a lot of algorithms and so on. I'm going to actually do some work put some of our content on TikTok and see how we can spin that. Okay. So that's the plan for this year. We really want this year. We're dubbing it a revenue year for the Neoliberal. We will hope to expand and to grow, to get more content, more people on the show.
Yes, and one more thing.
Yeah.
And we would like to
start putting our portfolio together for our items.
Okay.
Our items
Oh
that
yeah,
we
yeah.
sell in our store.
Our
Sell
plan is
on
that
our
over the
store
next
page.
5 years,
Right?
yeah, we want,
So,
yeah, we have our store page. We have a store page. It's store.neoliberal.com. We want to spend more time in terms of promoting the store page, and we want to do that. We still have the neoliberal.com and McKenzie.com, where you can also access all our feeds. Once you go to those main pages, you can you can navigate to all of our products, services, solutions, affiliates, and so on and so forth. The Neoliberal Corporation is we're going to be hiring a few reps this year. Um, we will make the announcement. We will be having a couple book signings, events, and the neoliberalism and neoliberal globalization will be available in bookstores in Jamaica finally this year. That's our goal. We hope to be more engaged with the public in 2025. And if you want to partner with us, we invite you to partner with us. We invite you to share with us. If you can donate to the Neoliberal, you can by going to our website at neoliberal.com and click on support, and you can support us in those ways. You can go to anchor.fm/neoliberal/support and support us. You can also support us by going to the store page and purchasing any of our products or services, solutions. Please remember that we also do content creation. We repurpose content. We also provide IT services, web design, and our web page, our web services and solutions are really top notch. We work with Ants Business Solution, which is part of the team here. So please reach out to us at info@theneoliberal.com, 445-260-9198. You can visit our store page to get more information at store.theneoliberal.com. You can also visit us at theneoliberal.com and RonaldoCMcKenzie.com. We wish you all the best for the new year. I'm Ronaldo McKenzie, and of course with me is...
Donte Nelson.
Sorry, they may not hear you.
Donte Nelson, guys. Signing out.
Signing out. Walk it.